Okay, hi. I just got out of Wicked for Good and I cried a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot of bit. Speaking of Wicked for Good, which I'm pretty sure that's gonna be here, we're gonna be reading the Oscar shortlist categories tonight. Pretty much all of this is like mainly technical categories. We're gonna get a good sign of like what is gonna be a big presence the gold at the not the Golden Globes, the Oscars. And I guess speaking of Wicked for Good, I guess this is gonna be the sign where is it actually gonna be a presence at the Oscars? Because I mean, it's making money, it's got decent reviews, but it is pretty clear that there is more passion for the first movie. And I don't know. It's just we got a lot of questions here that can be answered. That's really like looking at the categories basically. Let's not waste any more time, and we're going to look at this right now. The first category here is casting, which is a new category they've introduced for this year, which I'm excited to see what that looks like. We've got Frankenstein, we've got Hamnet, we've got Marty Supreme, we've got One Battle After Another, we've got The Secret Agent. Okay, okay. I said in the last video I'm excited to watch that. Sentimental Value is there. I think that one was pretty obvious. Sinners being there is pretty obvious. Surratt being there. Okay. They liked Surratt. Okay. Also, I guess no other choices in here. Weapons being here. Okay. I mean, that's got a good ensemble, and I'm pretty sure Amy Madigan's gonna be a presence here. It's gonna get makeup and all that stuff. And Wicked for Good. Okay. So I was wondering if they would do Wicked in casting because it is the second movie and this category did not exist last year. That was an interesting thing. So okay, that's in the running now. And what's not here? Jay Kelly's not here. That's pretty big. Jay Kelly's not in casting. Oh, and Wake Up Dead Man's not here. Okay, I mean I know that was kind of like a long shot, but you know what? It hit me in the head. Like I figured that would be it, but no Wake Up Dead Man is interesting. I'll keep that in mind. For this, I'm not really gonna pick winners in this because obviously it is going to get whittled down from here. But I think it's interesting that like this is what it's coming down to. I really thought something like Jay Kelly would be in here, but I guess not. Cinematography is the next category up here. We've got Ballad of a Small Player. I still need to see that actually. It looked pretty good, and I like Colin Farrell and I like the director Edward Berger, but I guess that didn't do anything. Begonia, really good pick for that. Die My Love, I still need to see that, but out of what I saw from clips, it looked very interesting. F1, yeah, that's it. Frankenstein, not surprised. Hamnet, I'm also not surprised about that. I do need to see Hamnet though. Marty Supreme, not surprised about that. Nouvelle Vague, maybe I do need to watch Nouvelle Vague. That's like, is that their black and white pick this year? I can't really think of any other black and white movies that have come out, so we'll go with that. One Battle After Another, yeah, pretty easy. Sentimental Value, I did not think it would get that. Okay, I don't think anyone was predicting that actually. That's a fun pick for that. Sinners, pretty easily, yes. Surratt again. Okay, do I need to watch Surratt now? Because I know Neon's got that. I'm waiting for it. Maybe I missed it. I got no idea. The next one is Song Sung Blue. Actually, a tangent about that. I saw a trailer for that when I saw Wicked for Good earlier today. Why isn't Hugh Jackman just playing Neil Diamond? He looks exactly like him. Okay, tangent done. I know. The next one's Sound of Falling. I do want to see that. That sounds interesting. That's like a German film, I'm pretty sure. I think that's Germany's submission for the Oscars and the international feature. Let's see if that's there. If it's here, it most likely is in the international film category. Train Dreams, yes, that movie is pretty beautiful to look at. And Wicked for Good. Okay, so Wicked does have a presence here. Okay. Maybe it's going to miss somewhere. I really don't know, but we've gone through two categories and it hasn't missed so far. What is not here? Oh man, what is not here? It doesn't feel like there's a lot of crazy picks this time. Maybe I have no idea actually. Maybe something's missing, but I can't remember off the top of my head what that is. Wait a minute. Avatar's not here. Was the last one nominated for cinematography? I feel like I know there's a big one I'm missing. I know there's a big one I'm missing. Testament of Ann Lee. Okay, that's a big miss. That's a pretty big miss. I'm not gonna lie. That's I mean that's not great, Pretty sure it'll be in score because Daniel Blumberg is, I mean, he did this. He won for The Brutalist last year. Would not be surprised if he's at least in the shortlist. So we're going to see what comes up next. I think, pretty sure this site is in alphabetical order. All right, documentary feature is up next. I don't really know a bunch about this. I've seen The Perfect Neighbor. I'm pretty sure that's going to pop up here. So I'm just going to run through these real quick. Alabama Solution, Apocalypse in the Tropics, Coexistence My Ass, Come See Me in the Good Light. I've heard about that one, I think. Cover Up, Cutting Through Rocks, Folk Tales, Holding Leah, Mr. Nobody Against Putin. I've heard about that one as well. Mistress Dispeller, My Undesirable Friends Part 1, Last Air in Moscow. That's actually won some awards. That could be one to watch. The Perfect Neighbor, yes, that's the one I mentioned. That's a very good documentary. Seeds, 2,000 Meters to Andrivka, and Yanuni. I don't really know about the documentary category off the top of my head. I don't think there's any crazy big snubs here. Watch The Perfect Neighbor if you haven't, but like we don't really know. All right, next is international feature film. I'm looking for Sound of Falling here. Pretty sure Surat's also going to be here. There's something that's been popping up recently called My Father's Shadow, so we'll see if that's there as well. So we have Argentina, Belen. I've heard about that one too. Brazil, The Secret Agent. Pretty obvious. France, It Was Just an Accident. Also obvious. Sound of Falling, Germany. Okay, that is in. Homebound from India. I've heard about this one too. I've heard that one's pretty decent. The President's Cake, Iraq, which I've heard about that one as well. Kokuho from Japan. I've also heard about that one. I'm pretty sure like Tom Cruise just hosted a screening of this or something, so I guess this may be a big deal. I don't really know what I don't really know about that one. All That's Left of You from Jordan. I haven't heard of that one. Sentimental Value from Norway. That one's pretty obvious. Palestine 36 from Palestine. Heard about that one. No Other Choice from South Korea. Yeah, and I guess same thing for Surat. They really loved Surat, which I'm excited to see that. Late Shift from Switzerland. Yes, I've kind of heard about that one, I think. Maybe. Left-Handed Girl. That actually just hit Netflix from Taiwan. I'm pretty sure Sean Baker had a hand in that one. And The Voice of Hind Rajab from Tunisia. What missed? My Father's Shadow is in here. I heard about that one. Also, granted, I don't know if they made this submission, but Resurrection is not here from China. I'm not sure if that was their submission, but either way, China is not in this shortlist. I'm seeing Resurrection in like a couple of weeks. I'm very excited to watch that. Yeah, I guess there's not really any crazy snubs that I know of here other than like probably Resurrection. I feel like that's gonna be a pretty high profile movie to look out for, but I guess not anymore. Makeup and hairstyling. This is a big one. I think this is going to be a big one. This could make or break a lot of them. So we've got here the Alto Knights. Well, I mean, wait, no, that's not makeup because that doesn't help with two of them. That doesn't help with two Robert De Niro's. Did they make him old? Did they give him old man makeup in that one? I watched the Alto Knights. That movie was really bad. One of the worst of the year. But, I mean, I guess that's the kind of movie that would get makeup. I don't really know. Frankenstein, pretty easy one. Kokuho is here again. Okay, so I gotta put that on my radar now. Marty Supreme, as for makeup, okay. I mean, I haven't seen Marty Supreme yet. It's not out, so I don't know. I have to see the movie. I don't think about that one. Nuremberg. Oh, did they put makeup on Russell Crowe for that one? Okay, I didn't think about that. One battle after another. Okay. I don't. I mean, there was that bit at the end with Sean Penn, but okay. I mean, that's a front runner, so I'm not surprised. Sinners is here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Probably for the vampire stuff at the end, like, seeing seeing Remnick or Remick in the purely vampire form. That was gnarly as hell. That's a good call. The Smashing Machine. I'm not surprised that's here. I'm pretty sure this is if it gets into this category, I'm like pretty sure this is the only nomination it's gonna get, and it would be deserved. I think. Oh, I don't know the makeup person's name, but he's a very prolific guy. I'm pretty sure he did Bradley Cooper's makeup in Maestro, so he's a veteran. The Ugly Stepsister. Well, yeah, okay. That's what a poll for that. Okay, is that their horror movie pick? I mean, I didn't love that movie, but I can respect that. If you don't know what that is, that's like a twisted horror take on Cinderella. And it was interesting. It wasn't really my cup of tea. It was gross as hell, so deeply respect that it is on this short list. Anything else on here? And Wicked for Good. Well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty obvious. Weapons. Okay. That one's pretty crazy. I really thought they would go for the Aunt Gladys makeup. Wow, okay. That's a pretty big that's pretty big. Because, people were thinking, and I was thinking it too, if it gets in the makeup and Amy Madigan gets nominated in supporting actress, that could be a real threat because there is that pairing with makeup and an acting performance. Like The Whale won makeup and Brendan Fraser won actor. There's other examples of this, but off the top of my head, that's like the main one. Then it's like a pattern. Okay, that's pretty interesting for weapons, but knowing knowing this, I feel like they're gonna go Alto Knights here. I it's not like a prediction thing. I can like feel it in my bones that they're gonna do this. And I don't want the Alto Knights to be an Oscar nominated movie. That does not sit well with me. It's like Suicide Squad being an Oscar winning movie. That doesn't sit well with me. I guess the one takeaway from this is that I guess I need to watch Kokuho, whatever that is. I'm down. Original score. Now, this is a category that I've been looking at because I'm going to try, if I see these, I'm going to try and like pull from memory of like who did it. Because with the other ones, it hasn't been listing who, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to list it for score. So we have Avatar Fire and Ash. Pretty sure that's Simon Franklin because he did the last movie and they like worked on both of them together. That's Simon Franklin. Not surprised that's here. Bugonia, Jerskin Fendrix. Great pick. That is one of my favorite scores of this year. Is very strange though, which that could put it off, but then again, the Poor Things score was strange and that got in, so okay. Captain America Brave New World. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hmm. What a weird pick. Who did the music for that? That was Laura Karpman. That's who it was, and she was nominated for American Fiction a few years ago. Okay. Okay, there's the connection there. That's a weird ass pick for score. All right. Diane Warren Relentless. Okay. I was not prepared for a Diane Warren nomination that's not an original song, which it's probably going to be there now, funny enough, because the power of Diane Warren. F1, Hans Zimmer. It's not my favorite of the year, but it's a fun score. I wouldn't personally nominate it in there. Frankenstein, yes, Alexander Desplat. Good work. I can't really blame him. Hamnet, that's Max Richter. That is, I guess that qualifies. Okay, that's cool. I haven't heard this score specifically yet because I haven't seen Hamnet, but I'm curious to see how that goes. Hedda, yes, that is Hildur Guðnadóttir. Awesome, awesome score. I really dug that one. I didn't know it was going to be Hildur Guðnadóttir until watching the movie, and it really enhanced that movie, which I think a good score does. So that's a big reason why I like that movie. A House of Dynamite. That is the Conclave guy, Volker Bertelmann. That's his name. It sounded a lot like Conclave. I wasn't a fan of that one. Jay Kelly, Nicholas Britell. Yeah, okay. That was a wonderful score, actually. I'm glad that's here. Marty Supreme, Daniel Patton. That's not available yet, but I'm very excited to hear what that sounds like based on, like, descriptions I've heard from it, and I'm very excited about it. Nuremberg. Oh, you got me. I do not know who did this score. I was on a good run, too. Let me actually look that up. Nuremberg movie. Oh my god, this movie's 2.5 hours. All right. Can I please actually see, like, give me the Wikipedia page. I want to see what this looks like. Who did the score? Brian Tyler. Okay. That guy's pretty good. I respect a lot of his work. One Battle After Another. Johnny Greenwood. Maybe. I was saying that there's something up in the air. Maybe John Bryan had a lot to do with the score, but we don't really know. Sinners, Ludwig Göransson. No need to say more. This is probably a front runner for that category. Surratt again. Wow. Okay. Man, I gotta reckon with Surratt possibly being a Best Picture contender now. Okay. And that is Condé Ray. I'm saving the score to listen to the movie. To listen while watching the movie for the first time. You know what I meant. Train Dreams. That is Bryce Dessner. Very good work there as well. I'm hoping that the Nick Cave song is in the original song shortlist. Tron Ares, Nine Inch Nails. Amazing. I'm kind of shocked that that's here. Uh, it's probably not going to get nominated. They are very weird with electronic scores, which shouldn't scare them from doing Marty Supreme because that's Daniel Patton, also known as One of Tricks Point Never. I would love to see Tron Ares get nominated, though. That'd be a really fun pick. And Truth and Treason. I've heard that name. I think it's an Angel Studios movie, like at least here in the States, that like is about like Nazi Germany or something like that. Which very common theme, I guess, with Nuremberg in here. Let me pull up who did the score for Truth or Treason. Then Truth and Treason, excuse me. This came out to rent. Okay. Please show me who did the score. Aaron Zigman. What has he done? He did The Notebook. Okay. Beautiful. It doesn't look like he's done anything in a hot minute because the most recent thing he did was, at least what it showed on the list, was like Sex in the City, like those movies. But it looks like he scored The 688, which that also got nominated for an Oscar last year. It looks like, like those kind of things. Doesn't really move me that much, those kind of movies, but sure, I'll take it. Wake Up Dead Man, Nathan Johnson. Always love his work in the Knives Out movies. Great to see that it's here. And Wicked for Good. We have to reckon with that now as well because that really surprised last year because that is also John Powell and Stephen Schwartz because it was also there for the last movie. What a crop of movies. We stuck on that for a while, but I really Captain America. I mean, okay, like I don't remember the music in that, but like I don't remember hating it. That's a weird pick. But I think it might be locked up that Sinners is winning this, so we'll just kind of put that to bed and see what else gets nominated. All right, now we're at Best Original Song. Let's see what's here. As Alive as You Need Me to Be from Tron Ares. What a pick. Love that. I would actually love to see that get in here somehow because the next one is Diane Warren, and we're pretty much locking down that category. So that's a nominee right there because of Diane Warren. Dream is One from Avatar. That is the Miley Cyrus song. It's okay. It's okay. Drive from F1. Is that the Ed Sheeran song? Aw, okay. I would have gone with the Don Toliver and Doja Cat song, or even like the Tate McRae song. That's a fun one. But okay, Dying to Live from Billy Idol Should Be Dead? I have never heard of that. I'm assuming Billy Idol did the song because, it's the movie. The Girl in the Bubble. I'm pretty sure that's going to get nominated because that's from Wicked for Good. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. Golden, obviously. Pretty sure that's the only song from K-pop Demon Hunters that's getting pushed. Highest to Lowest from the movie of the same name. That's like the final scene in the movie, right? Two songs from Sinners, I Lied to You and Last Time I Seen the Sun. It's great that they're pushing Last Time I Seen the Sun. That's a great song. I love that. Hopefully both of those can get in, but I'm pretty sure if it's gonna be one or the other, it's gonna be I Lied to You because that insane one shot scene. No Place Like Home from Wicked. It could get in. It could. I mean, double nominations for Sinners and Wicked for Good and also Diane Warren because that's happening. Like, it always happens. I don't know. That'd be fun. Our Love from the Ballad of Wallace Island. I have been meaning to see that, actually. I think that's like about folk singers. So something like that. So I want to see that. Salt Than Sour Than Sweet from Come See Me in the Good Light. Was that a documentary nominee? I'm pretty sure it was. I don't really know a lot about that. Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verdi. Never heard of that. Sorry, I got nothing. And Train Dreams, Nick Cave song from. Okay, that's an interesting category. Would love to see As Alive as You Need Me to Be get in here. Same with Score. Don't think it's going to happen though. It's either going to be Golden or I Lied to You. I really think so. But also, I guess we can't count out any Wicked song because that's been showing up everywhere so far. That has been showing up. That's fascinating. You know what just hit me? Oh man, Testament of Anne Lee. It did not get score. It did not get song. Wow, okay. I guess it's Amanda Seyfried or bust for that movie. That's pretty huge. I did not. Wow, I did not expect that at all. Okay. It's probably not going to be in the next category, which it looks like that's sound. I can see the little bottom on the phone here. All right, best sound. We've got Avatar, Fire, and Ash. Okay, yeah. We got F1. That's an obvious one. Frankenstein, another obvious one. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. Yes. That is a damn good masterclass in terms of like sound design to me. All the Mission Impossible movies are. It's crazy that Dead Reckoning was the first time a Mission Impossible movie ever got nominated. That's wild to me. One battle after another. I'm not surprised about that. Also has incredible sound design. Sinners, that's an easy one. Surratt, man, I gotta watch Surratt. Okay, I gotta lock in and watch that. Springsteen, yes, yes, the dream's not dead. We can get it an Oscar nominee. Yes, Superman. Okay. I mean, I like Superman, but the sound is crazy. And Wicked for Good. I mean, yeah, it's a musical. Warfare. How do you not nominate Warfare in here? Wow. How do you not nominate Warfare here? That is crazy. I thought that was like in contention to win. That's crazy. Okay. Again, no Testament of Ann Lee. What else is not here? Hang on. Marty Supreme's not here. I figured that could have happened. I mean, I don't think it was a guarantee, but that's a pretty interesting snub for that. Okay. Why? What? Are they going to nominate Surratt here? What? is I guess this is the lesson of the shortlist. Is Surratt gonna get in? Is Neon gonna have all 5 international feature bit nominees? Oh my god, okay. Actually, now that I think about it, speaking of Neon, a lot of no other choice snubs here. They could have done cinematography now that I think about it. And I'm pretty sure they could have done sound too. That's not that great for no other choice. Is Surratt stronger than no other choice? that that's interesting. That is something I did not expect. Okay. I'm really mad about Warfare not being here. That's nuts, man. Look, I liked Superman. Why is it in sound? Why? Okay. I can't get hung up on that for too long. That is really fascinating. But I gotta change up my predictions now. That's big. I guess Sinners is probably a contender, but again, Wicked for Good has not missed here. So, I mean, the next one, I'm pretty sure it's the last one. I can see it says visual effects. Is Wicked gonna get in there too? Sinners pretty much showed up everywhere it could too. Hmm. We'll see. Well, that might not get in visual effects. We'll look at that and see. So visual effects, we got Avatar. That's the first one. That's probably gonna win. Actually, it's definitely gonna win. It hasn't come out yet, but it's definitely winning. Like this is the Avatar award. So let's see what else gets nominated. The Electric State. Okay. I get it. I get the nomination. With this kind of category, you are only looking at visual effects stuff. You're not looking at the quality of the rest of the movie. You are looking at the visual effects stuff. That movie somehow had a $300 million budget. You are walking around with all of these, like, I guess, mascots, animatronics, and they're all CGI, and they all looked pretty solid. Like, I didn't like the electric thing. I kind of hated it. Like, but I would not say that the visual effects of it are like the bad part. That's maybe like the only good thing in that movie. Okay. I shouldn't be surprised at that, but I am. That never crossed my mind. So, what else do we got? We got F1. I'm not surprised that's here. That had a lot of visual effects, actually. So, good for them. Frankenstein. Not surprised. Jurassic World. Ooh, getting spicy here. I don't think any of the other ones have gotten nominated. At least not the world ones. I couldn't tell you about Jurassic Park or any of those. None of the other world movies have gotten nominated before. That's getting spicy. Okay, I like that. The Lost Bus? That's the Matthew McConaughey one. Okay, actually, they were talking about like how much effort they put in to like recreate fire using CGI. That's like the one thing I heard about that movie. So I guess I'm not surprised that's here, but I guess I need to watch Lost Bus now because I'm gonna do the Oscar death race. I'm gonna watch everything that's nominated. So I potentially may have to watch The Lost Bus, and I don't know if I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if it's supposed to be good or not. Sinners. That was a big jump from L to S. Something's not here. Something's not here. Wait a minute. Sinners got in. Okay. Okay, cool. Superman. I'm not surprised that's here. Tron Ares. I'm also not surprised that's here. That. It was pretty to look at. It was very pretty to look at. At least compared to the Electric State, which that had an abnormally large budget. Obviously, 300 million. Tron Ares had like a $200 million budget. For that movie, it looked like it was all on the screen. Like, it looks like you spent $200 million on it and it looked good. It was very sleek. So, I was championing that one. So, and I wasn't trying to do it, but good job. Good job on that one. And Wicked for Good. What's not here? Because Wicked showed up everywhere. What's not here? Mission Impossible. Damn it. I had that in my predictions, man. Oh man. What's not here? There's a big one. There's a big one that's not here. What are like the highest grossing movies of this year? Like what are the popular movies? They usually go popular in this. Like okay, they obviously weren't gonna do Minecraft. I'm just going through the months at this point. So they did Superman, they didn't do Fantastic Four. Wow. Wow. And to think, that was like, at least in my opinion, that was like one of the more visually impressive Marvel movies to me. That's shocking. That's really shocking. That also wasn't in score, by the way. Michael Giacchino's score was not in the shortlist for that. Wow, that's a big miss. I honestly I thought that was a slam dunk for a nomination. Oh wow, that's man, that's big. So what are they gonna do here? Because Avatar is obviously winning. There's a good chance they do Electric State. That's pretty crazy. That's like a non-zero chance that they do that, man. That's okay. That one's a little bit wild. Are they gonna do Jurassic World? Like they could do Frankenstein. Will they do Sinners? They might do Wicked. Oh my god. That is such an interesting crop of visual effects nominee shortlist. That throws a big wrench in some things. Because I had Tron Ares as a wild card here. And I had Mission Impossible. I had Superman. I had Fantastic Four. All as locks. Like, I had Tron as the wild card. And that could just get in now. Like, I would not be surprised if for this they just go Avatar. They could, like, they could probably do Sinners here. So, since it's here, I mean, as well. You could do Avatar, Sinners. They're probably gonna do Wicked now. Because the last one did. They're gonna do Tron, and they might do Electric State. No, they could do F1. Oh my god, that's okay. That's crazy. It is too late for me to like racket my brain about this. So just scrolling through this again, I'm pretty sure Wicked showed up everywhere it could. So there were people counting out Wicked. There were people even taking Ariana Grande out of supporting actress. I never did that. But just know that I never thought Wicked was dead. It may not be as strong as the first one, but I think it's gonna be here. Like, I don't know if it's gonna get in Best Picture. I don't know if it's mainly gonna be a tech player and like just kind of hop on in the Best Picture at the bottom, kind of like what happened with Dune Part 2. That Hmm. So that's probably the most nominated movie, isn't it? It could be Sinners, actually. I'm gonna count real quick. Both Sinners and Wicked for Good got 8 nominations. They got pretty much in everywhere. And I think we gotta reckon with that. I say that a lot in these videos. But we gotta deal with Wicked not being dead. And I mean I'm not mad at that, but also a lot of people thought like the middling reviews, I guess, the no passion compared to the first one could have done it in. It does not look like that. It does not look like that's happening at all. So we got to deal with that. We also got to deal with Surratt because that really showed up here. I think that got like five nominees. It really came to play. That is probably the biggest surprise of the whole thing. I think Testament of Ann Lee getting shut out is pretty huge because I was personally thinking like it could get into score and sound, like it has an original song contender, and it didn't get in any of those categories. So that means it's probably not going to get into anything else except for Amanda Seyfried. And I don't know. It's not looking that good. I don't know. I think that's pretty much all my thoughts. I talked about them with each category as you watched or you skipped around. I don't really know, but that's pretty much my thoughts. It is pretty late, and I am gonna go to bed. So yeah, that's me talking about the Oscar shortlists. I'm probably gonna talk about the nominations when they come out next month. So yippee!